Hi, Mrs. Houston here. We're continuing our Regents review. Question 9. Which expression is equivalent to the quantity x plus 4 squared times the quantity x plus 4 to the third? Okay. Hopefully you're remembering what we can do when we have this word equivalent. Okay. We've been, there's always a way that you can simplify it, but you can use your calculator on this strategy. Remember, one of my students said, y equals saves lives. Seriously, can help you on a lot of questions. Excuse me, my allergies here. So we're going to put the question part into y1, and then we're going to go through and put each answer choice into y2 one at a time to see if their tables match. All right, so get your calculator, and if you haven't put it in yet, go ahead and pause now, and you want to put it in as well. I want to clear out what's in there. So you always want to make sure you type it exactly how it looks, okay? So I'm using the parentheses just like I see, and to get the third, I use the caret to the 3. All right, and now I'm going to put choice 1 into y2, and let's see if they are equivalent. X plus 4 to the 6th power. Okay, if you haven't yet, please pause the video and type that in. The only way you get better is you practicing it too. Don't just watch what I'm doing. All right, I wanted to show you there's actually 2 ways to do it. You can look at the graph too. I think some people do that sometimes. Let's see. See how we have one blue graph and then the red graph came down. It was not the same. Okay, so hopefully we will see here. I'm going to bring this over so that we can compare the two. We can see that these values, the y1 and the y2, are not the same. That means they are not equivalent. Okay, and that means that choice 1 is not our answer. So I'm going to go ahead and try choice 2. So now I'm going to put this one into y2. Some people like to put all of them in at the beginning. That's fine. You just have a bunch of columns to look through when you do that. So if you'd like to do it that way, feel free. The one nice part here is I can just arrow over and change this to a 5. Okay, so you pause the video now and see, what do you think? Is the answer number 2? Okay, so here is our table. Excuse me. All right, we had a quick announcement there. So if you notice in this table, the y1, all of the y1 values are exactly the same as the y2 values. Come on, pen. See, every single one of them is matching up. Ding, 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 that is our answer. Okay, and the only other thing that I wanted to share with you is if you remember, I'm just going to call it an x now, but something squared times something to the third, if the base is the same when we're multiplying, we add the exponents. All right, so 2 plus 3 is 5. So if that kind of helps you to know that as well. But remember, you can always check it with your calculator. We are looking for the same values in the table. Okay. Number 10. Caitlin graphs the function f of x equals ax squared, where a is a positive integer. If Caitlin multiplies a by -2, when compared to f of x, the new graph will become, and then we have a bunch of options here. Okay, so notice they just keep, narrower and open downward, narrower and upward, wider and downward, wider and upward. So they're just mixing all the options up. Okay, so again, y equals saves lives. When you have f of x, remember that's the same as y equals. Okay, the thing that's a little bit tricky is they give us a variable. It says a is a positive integer. Okay, so I'm going to pick a positive integer, and the easiest one I can think of is 1. All right, so we're going to start with the graph f of x, or I'm sorry, f of x or y equals 1x squared. Okay, I'm just plugging in a 1 for that a. Okay, now we have to multiply a by -2. Okay, so if a is 1 and I multiply it by -2, 1 times -2 is -2. All right, so the second graph that we have is going to be -2x squared. All right, so let's get our calculator. You want to put both of those in. We got to clear out the old ones. Whoops, I pressed second first by mistake. Clear those out. Okay, 1x squared, -2x squared. And if you're not doing it with me, please pause the video now and plug both of those into your calculator. Take a look at the graphs and see what you think. All right, so hopefully you have already looked at them, and I'm going to just move it over here so we can see. So the first graph is the blue one, and then the second graph is the red one. So we're comparing the red one to the blue one. So what's different about the red one? Well, first of all, I want to talk about the opening. So if you see, actually, I should probably bring this over. I love that feature that I can do that, so now I can write on it. Okay, the opening, the blue graph opens upward, because see how there's this opening here? And then the red graph is opening downward, because you see the big opening is down here at the bottom. Okay, so we can see clearly here that the red graph is opening downward. So we're going to cancel out the two choices. Any choices we can get rid of, now we have a 50% chance of getting it right, because there's only two options here. And now we have to look at, is the graph narrower or wider? Okay, so narrower means more like this, like skinnier, and then wider means that it's going to open bigger like that. Okay, so hopefully you can see that this red one, like if you kind of look at this measurement versus this measurement, the red one is narrower than the blue one. All right, so that makes our answer number 1.